Okay, that was it for me when it comes to the hosting part. I'm back to you, no shots. I'm back to you. It's probably going to be Rots now. Oh, the story of my robes. That's a story. Almost makes a man cry telling this story, you know. But I've been playing this game for so many years. So many years. And when those robes were important, that was a very important part of my whole RuneScape career. It was when I joined the army, the RuneScape army, that means a PK clan, and I went out into the wilderness to kill other players with murder. And there were plenty who died. I even died many times. And I had to expect to maybe lose 30 sets of rune at an event like that. So I needed to have a stable economy put aside just for supplies. These hats were for the most important switch for being a hybrid mage and melee on any PK event, so we could entangle people. What we had to do is, like, when wild animals chase any animals in the jungle, right, or Africa, or whatever you want to think of it, you need to target one out of the flock. Just take one, entangle it. That makes them stop, right? So they get caught, and then everybody jumps them, slaughtering them really fast. But we were not allowed to pick up those sets. Those sets were for the hoarders that attended. I would look on them as you know, decaying bugs or whatever you want to call it. They basically fed off the dead. And I had a friend who would join me almost every weekend to be that kind of a disease bug or whatever you want to call it. Like, I have no idea what the word is, but basically eats corpses. Anyways, let's call him a worm or something. Let's call him a worm. So this worm would attend so many of my weekly PK trips at my house, and he would pick up all the rune items he could and go back and make bank every weekend. Well, I lost money. And that clan was Damage Incorporated. What is this song? Oh, I see, it's that one. I wonder if I can find any old posts of that. So the clan, it closed actually. Clan actually closed in 2017 after trying to restart for old school. It didn't have the original leader at that time. But I'm going to go through. I think I need to take off voice for this. I think I need to go through like the ordinary post of that time, 2006. And this is why it was really serious. As you can see here, our leader was called GHGGF. That was our leader. And he made a post about that very event at that time or whatever. Right? Okay. Damage Incorporated is officially declaring war on Dark Slayers. I'll keep it short. For many months now, both clans have argued about who's better. It's finally time to end all the talking and time for both clans to back it up. The winner of this war will be the better clan. There will be no arguing after this fight. The better clan will be decided once and for all. Rules. Free to play war. No returning. Times and date can be discussed between leaders. Location can be discussed between leaders. Applications will close 1 week before the day of war. DM me on these forums for contact details if you're interested in accepting. For any Damage Incorporated members that intend posting on this topic, remember to read this first. To members of any clan other than Damage Incorporated or Dark Slayers on this topic, including the war itself, really doesn't have anything to do with your clans, other than to wish a clan good luck. So I'd advise you to respect it. And that was because we were consistently crashed on PK events by other clans if we had a war. And there was a bunch of small clans at that time. A bunch of small clans that couldn't defeat us on their own. Couldn't defeat the top clans on their own. And those clans, they basically took the leaders all together into one group and started the clan Regin of Chaos. Regin, Reign of Reign of Terror, I think. Rot. I meant Rot. And they still play. They have won many of the tournaments that the old school has hosted. But I was there that very day they formed, and we didn't stop them that day. I wish we did. But it was so many people that have been training their levels at pest control instead of the intended use of other NPCs like the game should be. Everyone could easily get 126 at that time. Pest control was so easy escape. So easy escape. And I know, like I trained, I was one of the first registered Norwegians to 126 combat. I was much more of a nerd when I was a kid, teenager kid, you know. Much more dedicated. I had fans on the school grounds. They knew of me in multiple schools at that time. And I'm not joking about that. And why was I known that well? Well, I was lucky enough to have broadband back then, which means I could play more. But with popularity at that time came a lot of begging, and some people that would even threat me for items, I remember. But that was special. And nowadays, like if people see me and they're like, do you still play RuneScape? And I'm like, yeah. And they laugh. Because they know there was a kid that played when we were kids when we started to play that game. Okay, that's this is a very important name because that was I think the leader of Dark Slayers. The war will go through once a few terms are accepted by Damage Incorporated. The free-to-play war is fine. No returning is fine. Apps closed 1 week before the war is fine. No tree hugging regardless of location. That was a way to kinda walk people in a way, like you could survive longer. Either east of GGS, that was the greater demons up on the northeastern side, or the members gate. This would be preferable to keep the fight as enjoyable as possible. Date of war, Saturday for the US Eastern, but not the weekend of daylight saving time. Time, to keep the choice of time as unbiased as possible. The time will be decided upon like this. Clan A will choose a 12-hour period that the war must be held within. Clan B choose a time within the 12-hour period for the war at a 30-minute increment. Seeing as this is our idea, we are willing to be either clan A or B in this situation. So basically, I do not see how this would be unfair for Damage Incorporated. If you have any problems with these terms, I would prefer you post your reasons publicly. Long story short, the war has been agreed to, as well as the terms. Date and times will not be discussed now, if at all. And that was like normal. Like I really felt like I belonged to some kind of country or a real war in a sense in this game back in the days. I was fighting for this kind of country or whatever, you know. I kind of had that feel to it because we had so many people in it, and I still know some of these people today. I've even met an old clanmate over this stream. I was doing ED1 as Mumfy sometimes do, and I did a group thing. Like I let people join in and learn ED1. It's things I intend to start with doing again. But I got to talk with him because I was an old player as well because he said so too, old player. And we started to discuss clans and we found out that we were old clanmates. And that's the precious point. Like I don't think that all of the players that knew me back then, because I have changed name, and I'm not going to say what name I had back then, because of login reasons. But it would be really interesting to find those members again, those I did these events with. So if you ever heard of on really old school Damage Incorporated member, point them to my stream. Say that this guy used to be one of the legend ranked in Damage Incorporated was when that was implemented, when PKing was dead. I was the top rank of a non-general at the time I ended. And to be honest, I was not a good PKer, but I was loyal. I did what I was told to. I was never good in solo PKing, but I loved multi. They started off as 3-hour PK trips, but by the time it ended, it was 9 to 12 hours. When people got high level, all of them. And that was because of reasons like the pest control. I will contact him. I will contact him, Mr. Lake. You can send me an invite. He is ready too. So send us both invitations. I'm sorry, Will, but this guy has seen most things. I've even seen crackers, Christmas crackers on the ground. Even though I never had one myself. But I have been cracked a party at on this account. And being back at those times, it's legendary times. I'm going to prepare. Can you actually explain the that shorten? Because I'd like usually read the full thing. I didn't know all the short terms of clans.